We have reports from here in this country and Mexico. We want to start with Bob Bizel, our chief science correspondent. Bob, how serious is this?
Well, Lester, the big problem is that nobody can say just how serious it is. As you know, today, reports of confirmed and suspected cases have been coming in by the hour. The new flu virus that has killed at least 68 people in Mexico is spreading rapidly across the United States. New York City health officials today said 8 students at this school almost certainly have the illness.
First, that it is likely swine flu. Second, that at this time it is spreading from person to person.
Meanwhile, officials in Kansas confirmed 2 cases, and those are in addition to the cases already confirmed in California and Texas. NBC News has learned that both Massachusetts and Minnesota have strongly suspicious cases, and the number of cases is likely to grow. 18-year-old Hayden Henshaw, who lives near San Antonio, Texas, was one of the first cases. His high school is now closed, and his father, Patrick, told NBC in a telephone interview that a lot of people there had been ill.
There were people sick last week at some of the schools, and before all this came out, so who knows who's had it and who hadn't.
The family says it is not quarantined, just refusing visitors out of a sense of caution. Hayden is recovering well. Indeed, the good news is that none of the cases in the U.S. has resulted in death or serious illness. What happens next?
It could persist for months and never turn into a pandemic, or in fact, it could occur for the next several weeks, appear to be gone, and then like in 1918, come back 12 to 18 weeks later and then come back with a vengeance.
Big questions remain unanswered. How efficient is the transmission from person to person? How often do infected people get seriously ill? Is the virus mutating over time to become more or less dangerous? The answers will take weeks, and until then, officials will not know just how big a problem the country is facing.
We're still investigating these problems, so keep your seatbelt on and don't panic.
Another piece of very important good news. 2 drugs, Tamiflu and Relenza, effectively treat the viruses. So doctors urge people with flu-like symptoms, especially fever, but also lethargy, nausea, vomiting, or diarrhea, should see a doctor. Lester, one of the most difficult messages in public health to communicate is uncertainty, and that unfortunately is where we are right now. But as the person just said there is no reason to panic, and I think that should be the take-home message tonight. No reason to panic.
Right, and Bob, we should put into perspective, people die from the flu in this country every year, run-of-the-mill strains. In terms of this treatment, though, you said treatment does work, but isn't the incubation in this particular virus a little shorter than we normally see?
Yeah, it's only 1 or 2 days, which means it could spread very rapidly. The one problem we know is that people did die in Mexico, but we don't know how many people got sick. Those 68 cases could be out of millions or could just be an indication of a serious illness. Until they do a lot more work, we're not going to know the answer to that very critical question, but it's very, very heartening to know that there have been no deaths so far in the United States.